What's up guys, welcome back to another video. This one's going to be a little bit different, and today we're going to be rating all of the tier 4 robots in War Robots. So, I put up a poll a while back, seeing if anyone wanted me to do this video, and quite a few people did. So, we are going to be doing it today. Shout out to, I actually can't remember the guy's name, but I'm going to put it on the screen, that helped me actually find the tier maker for this, because I'm useless with stuff like that. But we do have all the tier 3 robots, tier 4 on here. And some of the ones like the Fenrir, I think the Blitz Invader that got moved down to tier 3. But since they're all really popular robots, I just figured I might as well add them in here. So, yeah, this is actually based on, like, a template that was already on this website. So, all I had to do was add, like, the latest 4 robots since it was there. So, that's actually insane. So, without further ado, guys, let's get into the deciding like which is the best robot. I think we're gonna do it based on how good the robot is. So not like how like fun to play it is. We're gonna do it on which is the best robot. So let's start. Okay, so we first up we have the Harpy. How good is the Harpy these days? I mean, personally, in Champion League it gets absolutely wiped out by everything. But I do actually get killed by them occasionally, I'd say. Like, if I'm really low and one of them has the aimbot guns. So, yeah, basically, this is going to be based on Champion League, because that's the league I'm in. So, I think we're going to, for now, we're going to put Harpy in the, I don't know, B or C tier. We'll put it in C for now, but I might, like, change it. If I like, decide to change it. I don't know. We'll see what happens as this tier thing goes along. Next up, we have the Siren, which is basically the stronger version of the Harpy because it has 2 heavy weapons. I died to these quite a lot. I actually got wiped out by one with the, what's it called? The Screamers and the Howler. So I'm going to rank that as B tier. It's lasted a decent amount of metas, so you can't really hate on this thing anymore. Mine's at Mark 3, so maybe I should try mine out again. I mean, who knows? Okay, now we have the Typhon. So, I'm going to be honest, the Typhon kind of fell off a long time ago. The shield it has is kind of weak, and the health it has is pretty weak as well. 4 medium weapons, which at the end of the day are still strong, but these days, they're basically just a free kill in Champion League for me. So, I think I never thought I'd see the day, but we're going to put the Typhon at D tier. So, we'll see how that fares. I might switch it if I change my mind. The Orochi, also I'm going to put straight to D tier because these are just awful. It's like the worse off version of the Lynx. And with the amount of QR that's around now, both from the Seeker drone and the Unstable Conduit, it's useless. Behemoth, which was recently moved down to tier 3. Oh man, I don't know. They're kind of weak as well. From my experiences, but it does still have 4 heavy weapons, and if you can stack up enough Mothership Shield, I used to do it with the Paladin, and it was actually crazy. I think I had a 1 robot 1 game episode of the Behemoth with the Subduer, and we ended up taking on like an entire Injor. That might have been a separate video, I don't know. So we'll put this in C tier for now. The Behemoth can still be pretty strong. Next up we have the Demeter. And this thing can be absolutely impossible to kill. I haven't run it lately. I should try it with the Mogwans, because I think that would be pretty strong. But when I ran this with the Ultimate Storms in the Dux meta, this thing was still insanely powerful. It can repair grade durability. With the Shy drone, it gets incredibly tanky, although I don't even know if it can still do that since the Shy got nerfed. But overall, this robot can pretty much do anything. So I think we're going to move this to A tier because the Demeter is a pretty solid free-to-play option as well. I'm probably going to level mine on the baby account. So yeah, the Demeter, overall, a strong robot. There's endless builds that you can run for it. Okay, next up we have the Invader. Quite a tricky one, to be honest, because it's just been moved down to tier 3. So it could be a bit stronger than usual now that all the intel effects have gone off it. But even before Intel, when I used to run it, it really wasn't that strong. It was pretty much like the Bjorn is, just a bag of silver. So, I don't know, would I say it's better than the Typhon and the Orochi? It's definitely better than the Orochi. But is it better than the Typhon? I mean, or like the Behemoth. We might move the Typhon up for now. See, this is what I said, but I'm going to end up changing my mind. So we'll move, I think we'll put the Invader joint with the Orochi, because it's pretty weak at the end of the day. 1 medium and 2 light weapons is just not that good for a tank robot. So we'll keep that at D tier for now, and we've moved Typhon up to C. Okay, next we have the Blitz, which also got moved down to tier 3, I think it did. And I haven't really had much experience with the Blitz. I do have the Ardent one, but I just never leveled it. It's one of the robots that I've still barely tried. So I'm going to have to rank it based on times I've faced it in Champion, where it's been wiped out instantly. So we'll put it at D tier in terms of Champion League. Next we have the Fenrir. And ever since this thing got sent down to tier 3, it's overpowered again. I literally couldn't kill one with the Samjok the other day, and I was like, what is happening? So this thing's essentially been buffed, so I'm going to move it probably back to B tier. I wouldn't say it's meta, although it is pretty strong. So I don't know, I might move it to A if I change my mind, but ever since it got moved down to tier 3, it's really strong again, and it's doing really well in Champion League. Okay, next up we have the Hades, which haven't really had much experience with that either, but sometimes it can be strong. I don't know. I think C tier for the Hades, because it's not really too strong. It can get, although Shield Breaker got removed from the Unstable Conduit. Yeah, C tier. We'll go with C tier for now. We'll see what happens with that. Next up we have the Jaeger, which is easily D tier. It's, I would say these days it's now the worst tier 4 robot in the game. 2 heavy weapons, it's just not strong enough, so shouldn't really be tier 4 these days. The Aljun, I'm also very glad it got moved down to tier 3, because this thing is absolute trash. It is one of the worst robots in the game. I cannot believe it literally managed to stay in tier 4 for so long. Basically, if you take off, it's a free kill, because it doesn't even have the stealth on the takeoff and landing anymore. So that is without a doubt D tier. I'm very glad it got moved down to tier 3, because it is no way possible to compete in Champion League with this. The Ares, I haven't tried, but I am going to try it now that the Shield Breaker has been nerfed from the Unstable Conduit. It's been removed from it. I just need to level the pilot, but still these days I am seeing them get wiped out instantly. So we're going to also put this in the D tier. I think this should have been moved. Although, did this get moved down to tier 3 as well? I think it did. If it didn't, it deserves to get moved down to tier 3 now, because it is not very strong. I would say it's just stronger than the Aljun. So, yeah, D tier as well. The Erebus is, it can be pretty solid sometimes. And I'm going to be honest, since they buffed the shield, it has gotten stronger. I struggled to kill one. I think it's in an upcoming video, although by the time I've made this video, it'll probably be out by then. Yeah, it was my ultimate Fenrir video, so this will be out by now probably. I was trying to fight an Erebus. I fired like half my clip of the Screamer and Growlers into the shield, and it didn't even break the shield. So the shield is crazy on this. I'm going to put it in C tier for now, because 3 heavy weapons, strong shield, it's still decent, I guess. The Fafnir, oh man. It's good, but it's not that good, if you know what I mean. Like, I've still had decent runs with it when I've run more meta weapons and drones on it, but at the end of the day, for the average player, it's not really going to be that good in Champion League. So, as much as it pains me to say it, I think we're going to have to move the Fafnir into the C tier. Could it, like, see, could it go to B tier? Although, I don't know, the Siren, it would beat the Siren. And it would, I don't know, would it beat the Fenrir, though? Okay, we'll move it to B tier. We'll move it to B tier, because, I don't know, I might move the Siren down. Because, I don't know, should we move the Siren down? Oh, man, this is getting, like, tough. I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll move the Siren down for now. I'm going to get attacked by the Harpy and Siren fanboys in the comments for putting them so low. But, I don't know. It's just the fact that all the new stuff that came out after them is just 10 times as crazy. So, they're going to rank lower than that. Okay, moving on to the Hawk. Pretty useless now as well these days. Although it's definitely not D tier. So, we'll put it in C tier. I do need to run it again. I think I have modules leveled and a pilot. So, I might try out some builds on the Hawk in the future. Let me know if you guys want to see that. The Leech. I did try it for a video, but I still don't think it's that strong. It was tanky. We used it with the, oh, what was his name? Thomas Mindred pilot, and he was way better than the Isabella Porter pilot. So it was strong, but I don't think it would be able to do anything against the latest meta. So I think it's not D tier. Or is it D tier? I don't know. It's better than the Ares, Algen, Jaeger. Is it better than the Blitzed Invader? Okay, we'll put it in C tier. We'll put it in C tier for now. That's reasonable for the Leech, I think. The Nightingale, unfortunately, is also D tier. Because it's awful now. They need to revert the nerfs for it. Because it's too slow in flight. They need to make it a grey durability pilot as well, as they should do for all the healing robots. That would make all of them at least a little bit better. So we do need to, like, hopefully see Pixonic do something like that. But for now, this is sticking in D tier, which is kind of sad. There's a bunch of QR out recently as well that just insta-kills this thing now. So, yeah, there's a reason why you don't see many of them in Champion League. Okay, next we have the Phantom. If this was the ultimate Phantom, it would be straight to S tier. But this is the regular one, which isn't too strong. So I think we're going to put this in C tier. It's probably about the same level as the Leech. I see these get wiped out. I only ran the Stellar one for one video, and it did do decent. But maybe this would be solid these days with the Mogwans. I haven't really got enough evidence to, like, say it's good. So I'm just going to put it, I'm going to rank it based on times I've encountered it. And we're going to put it in C tier. Next up, we have the Ravana, which is going straight to A tier because, oh my god, one of the longest surviving robots in the game in terms of meta. It can compete. It doesn't get crazy living legend every game. It probably could do if you put certain weapons on. I still need to try this with the Mogwans. I think it would break the game. But it's not really meta, but it copes. So we'll put it in A tier. I think that is solid for the Ravana. Now is where we're going to start getting into the harder ones. Because these are the newer robots, which some of them are still quite good. The Shell, am I going to run out of room as well if I just keep putting them in C tier? Like, what does this do? Oh, I should not have done that. Oh, no! Did I just break the whole tier system? Oh, hell no. What did I do? Why is B at the bottom now? What did I do? Wait, I can just move it down. Okay. Oh my god. I actually had a heart attack there, but we fixed it. So I might be able to... No, I definitely can't. So we might run out of room. But I would have put the Shell on C tier. Because it's pretty bad now. I mean, it has a lot of health. It can be fast. But it does die. It dies incredibly fast. Once you blow those shields off, it usually takes one regulator clip, even with the shields, to kill it. So it can't really survive that much in the meta. Okay, next we have the Khepri. And I don't think the Khepri is very good anymore. It doesn't have half the defense it used to. And the Link doesn't really do much. So the Khepri is going to be D tier. I genuinely feel like we need like a lower tier. Can I actually do that? Add row below. Can I not name it? So we'll... Wait. Bro, this, like, website is actually goated. So we'll literally name this F tier. And we'll make it... actually, what color should we make it? We'll just make it, like, blue. I don't know. And we'll adjust our table a little bit. We'll put the Algen, the Orochi, and the Jaeger down here. Just to give us a little bit more room. Because these should all be probably tier 3 as well. Although the Algen is... A few people might say that I'm sleeping on the Orochi. I don't know. They still seem to die pretty fast from what I've seen. Moving on to the Revenant. Still actually pretty strong. So that is going to be B tier. Because if you have the Retro one, mine drops in with 700,000 health. And if you have sufficient grade durability healing, it can still be a tank. I can't remember what I tried it with after the module rework. It might have been the electric weapons, but oh my god, it was overpowered. I need to try it with the Mogwan weapons and stuff, because that's going to be insane. So yeah, definitely still decent, the Revenant. Same with the Skyros, that's going to go up here as well. I tried this recently, and it does take a beating now as well. So the Skyros, without a doubt, B tier. The limited edition one, if you have it, use it even better because it has more health. But it's one of the best beacon runners. If the enemy has lockdown, it can die quickly sometimes. But as long as you have the pilot, it's still pretty tanky. So the Skyros is one of the better free-to-play robots in the game these days, I think, as well. The Seraph as well. I genuinely think F tier. Because it sucks now. It's awful. It's a free kill. All of these robots... Genuinely, the Ares is better than it. Because it has so little health now. That it's crazy. Like, if an Ares and a Seraph fought, the Ares could just use its shield while the Seraph's in flight. And then, as soon as it lands, the Ares wins. Because it has way more firepower. It doesn't have enough weapons. I think this is the common theme. I've just noticed between all these. All of them have 2 heavy weapons. Which these days isn't really enough in Champion League. And this rating is based on Champion League. So, yeah. The Mars as well. It's basically a free kill. So, we'll move that. Should we put it in... Okay, we'll put it in D tier. Because the shield can keep it alive longer than half of these. So, we'll keep it in D tier. Although it's pretty much a free kill in Champion League. The Angler, I think, is still actually pretty strong. If you build it right, and to be honest, when I say build it right, I mean basically throw a bunch of money at it. It can actually be strong still. If you have a maxed out drone, pilot, stuff like that, it actually does reach like decent health. So I would say C tier for the Angler. It's pretty solid still. The Nether is absolute trash. Get that thing out of here. It literally, I've not seen a Nether last more than 30 seconds in any Champion League game these days. So that is F tier without a doubt. Emoji is still, I would say, meta. Well, not like super meta. S tier is basically for like the super meta bots. Emoji, I'm gonna say, should we say A tier? Because, although, I don't know, A or B tier, I'm gonna keep it A tier because the emoji is still pretty strong. If you have, for some reason, the Porthos and that are overpowered on this. So, we'll stick it in A tier for now. That is, I would say, pretty valid for the emoji. It's better than the Fafnir, definitely. The Skyros. I mean, it just has a different role. I mean, it wouldn't win against a Fenrir in like a 1v1 brawl. But that's not really its role as a brawler. It's a beacon runner and it can also get the team places. In squads, it's OP. I mean, in the Howl clan, we literally sometimes use it. One guy has an emoji, just flies straight to the spawn, and we all just drop, like, maxed out Duxes or Ultimate Fenrirs on them. So, that's why I think it's pretty strong, because it has a really good use. And I don't think it ever got nerfed either, so that is something to note as well. The Lynx, it's still pretty strong, but if you have QR, then it sucks. But it does have the Execute, which keeps it pretty decently in the meta, so I'm going to put it B tier. Some people might disagree because it can be an easy kill sometimes, but I have lost my Ultimate Fenrir way too early thanks to the Execute on this thing. And same with Titans, it's the Execute that makes it so good still. If it didn't have the Execute, it would probably be on tier F with the Orochi. So yeah, Lynx tier B definitely. The Crisis is pretty bad as well, so I'm going to say D tier for that. It's pretty bad in terms of the health. If it had a higher health, I think it would be better. And I don't know why, but I feel like the Reapers got silently nerfed again. My Ducks, like, when I was testing it after the nerf, I took a full clip of these Reapers with the Crisis. So he probably boosted his damage as well because it went through my shield. It did nothing. These used to wipe out Ao Mings in flight. What happened? So I think this thing, like, no other weapons really work for it. So that's why I'm ranking it so low down. The Decays, they're okay sometimes, but they're just not that consistent anymore. So that's why I think this thing is not too good in Champion League. You do have much better options now, like the Baglior. Afiant, I'm also going to rank in D tier because it's also useless now. Although, I think, I don't know, F or D tier. Because in the air, it can survive. But as soon as it lands, it's dead. Like, literally as soon as you're on the ground, it's dead. I'm going to put it F tier. I might get hate. I don't care. This is my personal opinion of what I've experienced in Champion League. If you have a different opinion, feel free to say it in the comments. I don't mind. Like, it's not bad if you guys disagree with the list. I mean, the whole point of this is, like, to see what other people think of this ranking. That's why I'm doing the video. So yeah, I'm interested to hear your guys' opinions on my rankings. This might be completely different for the low leagues as well. One robot that is still good in all the leagues is the Ochikochi, so that is going to B tier, because even though it does die sometimes if you rush in too quickly, it can actually do some serious damage. I actually died in my, what was it? It was either my Ultimate Fenrir, or it might have been my Phantom. I was brawling with one of these, I was really low, it was the unknown Ochikochi, and he had the Cryo Rhyme weapons. And oh my god, that did some damage to me. It was crazy. I ended up losing because I was like half health, but the Ochikochi is still pretty strong, so that's why that's going to be B tier. The Dagon, I don't know, still pretty weak. So I'll say C tier for the Dagon. Oh, it does put an extra row, thank god for that. 6 weapons still carries it with the Webbers, not Webbers, the Volts, it's overpowered. So it's probably even stronger now that they've moved them down to tier 3. So the Dagon is a pretty solid robot at the end of the day. The Curie, I mean, should we put... I can't just rank all of them C tier. I feel like C tier is the, like, free-to-play robots that, like, if you max it out completely, it still works in Champion. And I think that's the same with the Curie. Because, it's still solid, but then it doesn't really have the best firepower with the turrets, so... We'll keep it in C tier for now. The Shenlu is up next, and this may come as a shock, but I'm going to rank it D tier. Because a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's still viable. And I would be lying if I was saying that I don't get killed by it, because I do. Sometimes, what I see these days in Champion League is people run the Mogwans and the Kirin, which is the heavy one, in Champion League, and they use it, but it doesn't last past the first ability. They teleport to the first 3 targets, they kill some of them, and by the time that first ability's done, they're dead, and it's over. So it's more of like a, opener these days, instead of being able to last the whole game. It's more of an opener to wipe out, like, unsuspecting players at the start. So you might get a few duxes with it before you die, but at the end of the day, it's pretty awful now. I do think the Scorpion is better than it, which we might as well rank the Scorpion now. I would say C tier because it's pretty solid still in Champion. It's way better than the Shenlu because having 3 teleports is genuinely more of a curse than a blessing, because with the Scorpion, if you take too much damage, you can leave straight away and go back. But with this thing, you literally just end up dying because you have to then teleport further into the enemies to finish your ability quicker. Also with the Scorpion, if you pair the Kestrel Drone with its Stealth Pilot, you can heal grey health, so that makes this thing really strong as well. Should I put it B tier? I do feel like it's strong enough for B tier. I mean, when I use it, it does get kills, so I'm going to put it to B tier. So, there we go. Next, we have the Pathfinder, which is going to be probably A tier. Because it did get nerfed. I haven't really noticed a difference, but the lockdown is crazy. You can lock down anyone on the map if you're in 600 meters range with them. It doesn't even matter if they're behind a wall. You can still lock them down, and it is really annoying. So, just for that, I mean, the fact that it's a Kestrel Drone on legs, every time you get a kill, you get extra defense, damage, stuff like that. That's what makes it strong. Because once you build up that stuff, it gets really fast and really tanky, and it can be a pain to kill. Also, with the red shield it gets, if you shoot it, you get suppressed, so that helps it to stay alive longer, so I definitely think that it is A tier. Now we're moving on to the more meta robots. So the Raptor, without a doubt, is S tier. They nerfed it. It is still absolutely broken. I didn't even notice them get weaker after the nerf. The jump's different, that's it. This thing is absolutely broken. They need to nerf it because I hate going against these. Probably one of the best tanks in the game still. The only thing that I've seen beat it consistently is the Ultimate Fenrir. And unfortunately that's not on this list, but yeah. The Raptor is still overpowered. If you run the Mogwan weapons, those family of weapons, it's literally insane. So that's S tier without a doubt. The Baglior, I'm going to put that in A tier, because this thing is even more strong after the nerf. I probably will have also posted my Terramok Hell video on this thing at the point of recording this video, and oh my god, that was an absolutely broken build, so That's why this thing's still strong. They nerfed the time and the ability, which made no difference. I didn't even notice a difference, and they buffed its health, so they made it stronger. So that is why this thing is A tier. The Dux is still S tier without a doubt. I feel like I don't even need to explain why this is S tier. It's overpowered. It's a little bit weaker than when it was at its prime, but it's still overpowered. The drones with the 100% accuracy can literally annihilate any robot in like 5 seconds max. Maybe not the Raptor, but I feel like these two are more of an even fight now. Since the Dux got nerfed, the Raptor did sometimes go down very easily to the Dux before the nerf. But yeah, the Dux without a doubt is going to be in the meta for a long time. They need to nerf the grey durability healing because that's what makes it overpowered. And they also need to nerf its shield as well. Because when you use the ability, you do get a 350,000 Aegis shield, which is overpowered. So that needs to get a nerf, definitely. I do feel like when the gas weapons come out on the test server, when they come out on the live server, those are basically an Antsile, but for Aegis. If you put 2 of these on a Dux and you have 1 Ultimate Shredder, that's going to be meta. Because you can basically then deal damage with the overpowered drones and have a pretty much million HP Aegis shield. So that is going to be broken. Right, moving on to the last 2, we have the Condor, which I do want to put in S tier because it is still pretty strong. Yeah, we'll put it in S tier. It has gotten weaker since the nerf, but it's still pretty strong. The ability still does way too much damage, and the shields, when you break the shields, it heals back to full health. That's what they should have nerfed. No robot should be able to heal back to full health every ability. That is stupid. That is what these two need to get nerfed on properly. So yeah, that thing is going to remain in S tier until they fix that. The Samjok, I don't know. Because a lot of people are going to say, oh yeah, S tier. I ran 2 of them in my hangar for about a week. And I tried so hard to convince myself that this was meta. And a lot of players do wipe me out with theirs. So they're obviously just better at playing it than me. But I just don't think it's consistent. I don't think it's that good. I don't use mine anymore. I switched out 2 of them for the Ultimate Fenris, so I don't think it's that good. I'm going to put it A tier. I might get hate. That's just my personal opinion. You have every right to think it's S tier, but I don't think it's that strong. The weapons seem to not do much damage for me. Another thing that a lot of people don't mention with it is it's awful with any other weapons apart from the shotguns that it came out with. It just can't compete with a Dux at all. If you time it, I don't know, if you time it perfectly and you're at full health, you might be able to kill a Dux if you wait out its ability. But if you're low and you come out of the ability, you're done. You won't win a 1v1. It's impossible. So I don't really think the Samjok's that strong. It's more annoying, to be honest. The ability, the infinite phase shift, it pretty much has infinite phase shift. It's ridiculous. And it's really annoying. So that is why I think it's going to be A tier, because it was nowhere near as strong as these 3 when they came out. So I think that's going to wrap it up for the tier list. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree. Was I reasonable with these rankings, or was it completely crazy? Apologies for adding this random tier halfway through. I probably should have done that earlier, but I mean, I was worried I was going to run out of space, and to be quite honest, the Aujin doesn't even compete with a Shenlu or Crisis, so it kind of needed to be done. But yeah, if you guys like this video, I might do another one for, like, Titans, or something like that. Or maybe Ultimate Robots, Weapons. I might do a Weapons one, because I don't see a lot of other creators doing that, so I might have to do that. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this tier ranking video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.